Computer. All right, I think we're live now. So guys, hey, my name is Emily. I'm based out of Hawaii. We're part of the 7K Metals organization and group here. And we've got some amazing leaders that are going to be teaching. I'm going to be co-teaching with Mr. Madiba Thompson here. Both of us were able to hit the position of gold with a company, which is pretty crazy, you know, kind of where we've come from and now where we are today. But today is day 4 of training, and we're going to show you some really cool things here. And so we are on the onboarding process. And so today we're going to be talking about how to invite, how to follow the system, pique, show the plan, and three-way calls, right?
Yep.
Fantastic. All right, so here we go. How about you kind of read out on these points here? Basically, you guys, we've just got to get good at mastering the basics, right? So how do you master the basics? I know Madiba Thompson can read. So Madiba, you want to read that? One,
Yeah.
two, three, four.
Number one, follow the system. And if you see it's an acronym there, and actually that system actually it stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. Number 2 is learn how to invite. You master that, it changes everything. Number 3, pique, show the plan, three-way call, ask for the sale. And number 4, master the basics, master the mundane. Watch when you get to that next level in your business. So I love it. And then I love what this says at the bottom here with Eric Worre. My world changed when I started focusing on the skills and made the commitment to practice, practice, practice until I mastered them. So I love it. I love it.
Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and start with follow the system. As you can see, I kind of moved the slides around. Madiba, it just made more sense to do it that way. So I
Yeah.
kind of put the follow the system first. So following the system, as you can see, save yourself time, energy, and money, as Madiba mentioned. 1, plug people into the system. What does that mean, you guys? Add them to the community groups, right? Our Facebook group, our Telegram groups, right? Make sure we're doing the welcome and recognition. Let's talk about why is that so important. Let's have a conversation, Madiba. Why is this so important for us to plug the brand new people who just got started in our business into our system, into our groups, into our telegrams, and get them connected with our team members? Why is that so important?
Well, there's a few reasons. One, allows people to know it's bigger than just you. Because if you keep people and you hoard people to yourself, now you're not plugging into the system, you know. And so really makes a huge difference when people see it's a community and they get involved in that and the energy that builds inside of it. I mean, if you saw tonight, if you were in our Telegram group, I mean, Layla drops a picture in of 50 people at an event tonight. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Now on the flip side, Emma and I talk about, as you build a huge organization as we have, and it's growing day by day, what happens is that if you try to be the be all for everybody, answering all the questions, and now you've got people waiting around for you when you've got life to live and you've got things going on and you've got family and all these other things that go on a day-to-day basis for yourself. And now you've got people sitting there waiting around for you to answer all the questions. But if you plug people into the group, guess what? They can ask questions right in the group, right, Em?
Yep. In fact, I've had that happen before. I keep telling people, hey, they might private message me and ask me a question, which is kind of basic, something that maybe a lot of people who've been in the business, even just a month or 2 weeks, might be able to know. What I do is I tell them, hey, can you do me a favor and drop that in the Telegram group? The reason I do that is I try to train people to do that so that in case I'm busy, I'm not trying to ask the simple questions throughout the day, because we have a community of people that can do that. And that's what we talk about, leveraging our time, right? It's not about not wanting that relationship, but if there's simple things that can be done and that other team members can help chime in that are available, that's great. Because, busy people, I'm telling you, their time is super precious, right? The other really cool thing, you guys, is I've been out and about on appointments and I see the Telegram chat going on. I see like this, the icon that says how many messages are there. I open it up and I'm like, I already saw that a community of people have already answered, supported, shared stories. Oh, I did this, I did that. And so it's really great because there's a ton of conversation that happens. And it probably would have been a better answer than what I gave, because I might have given the short version where other people might have been sharing their experience. And this is what happened with me. And this is what I did. And here's the solution. And so it's really great because it also trains other people to become leaders, right? Because we're not I don't, not to say I don't want to be a leader or don't want to be the leader, but wouldn't it be great if you had all these leaders that are developing and then they're learning from that? And so sometimes I even have team members say they put me on they'll private message me, right? And they have a sponsor above them that's a great sponsor. I said, you know what? I prefer that you put us in a group chat, because what that does is it teaches your sponsor how to become a leader and learning from the questions that you're asking. And in
Exactly.
return, we're training the leader to be able to do the same and answer for you. So it's a really great way, you guys, to make sure that you're not just reaching out to the leaders, but making sure that you're teaching your leader, your sponsor, however you want to call that, to help lead you too in the process, because that's how we learn and teach, by doing it together, right? So super
Yep.
important. Welcome and recognition, you guys.
Huge. Men die for it, babies cry for
Yep,
it.
I knew Medea was gonna say it because it's so true, you guys. People love recognition. I mean, I tend to not like recognition. However, I appreciate it when it's said and it's being recognized and people pat me on the back. And it's not because I long for it, but it's just so nice when people notice it, right?
Yep. Yep.
And you kind of feel like, wow, that was great. Like I wasn't expecting it, but I'm so grateful that I did get that, right? And so it is appreciated. So make sure people know that they're welcome to the family, that they are knowing that they're not just with you, they're in a community of people, of like-minded people coming together, wanting to do this as a unit, right? Super powerful. Use your tools. So let's talk about that real quick, Madiba.
Well, that's huge. I mean, that's, you've got to get out of the way. You've got to get out of the way, and you got to get out of the way as fast as possible. You know, you use the tools. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Going to a restaurant and they don't bring you out the forks and the spoons, and you got some real sloppy dish. You know what I'm saying? So we've got tools in place, and when we talk about that, you talk about leaders or somebody else other than you, right? Okay, we talk about three-way calls, as you see here. I mean, there's just we've got Zooms, we got 7K Wealth app, as you see, guys, as you see here. I mean, customer service, that's something that you guys can take advantage of, that we pay for. You know what I'm saying? It's part of it's a package deal. It's a package deal. You've got employees at the home office that are there to be able to help out and answer questions. But you guys, one of my favorite sayings is don't be a tool. Don't be a tool, use the tools, right? It's critical, you guys. We're not, I wish people understood that it's what we do. It's part of the system, and I need you to understand it from the standpoint of, like, if you're trying to get this out to a massive amount of people, can you imagine you trying to do an overview? Oh, okay, I got to do an overview for this one person. And then 30 minutes to an hour goes by. Okay, now let me go do another one for this person. But yet you've got videos that can actually break it down. You can say, hey, you know what? Boom, we got some verbiage for you in a minute. But boom, you send them over the information, explains it for them. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do it. Boom. And while they're watching it, you can go reach out to another and another and another and another, right? So go ahead, Em. You can touch on it.
Yeah, I mean the 7K Wealth app, you can send several videos at the same time, that with people that said yes, right? So you can really utilize your time wisely. In fact, when Madiba and I started, we didn't do Zoom calls. We didn't
Mm-mm.
have that available. So we were just, I only asked for one, and I asked for a special one for me, right?
Yep.
So I kind of launched myself. Madiba, like, was saying
Yep.
earlier that, leaders, they do stuff like that, right? Well, anyway, so if you utilize the tools, you don't be the tool. Don't be the tool. I find that the people who do become the tool or try to be the tool cannot get people to a presentation. They cannot get people in front of a leader. They cannot get people to sit down with them because they already said as much information as the person needed to hear, and they feel like they had enough information to make an educated decision, when in reality they did not get all of it, but it seems like it because you answered every single question. So somebody asks you a question, you answer it. They ask you a question, you answer it. They ask you a question, you answer it. Instead of going, hey, those are really great questions, it's in the video. Hey, that's a really great question, that's on the Zoom call. Hey, that's a really great question, actually we're going to cover that in the Wealth app. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That way
Exactly.
they can hear the whole thing. Yep.
Exactly. And the thing about it is that, we do, there's 5 days a week where there's a live overview. Like, there's several different live overviews going on, different time zones and whatnot. Myself, I don't like to wait around for a Zoom. Okay. That's why I love the tools that we have, the pre-recorded calls, because I don't have to wait around to get somebody in front of the information. It's okay to get people to a Zoom, but let it be another tool. Let it be another exposure, because it takes multiple exposures for somebody to make a decision to jump on board anyways. And so, yeah, I think that's a huge one, not
Yeah.
waiting around, right?
Absolutely. Don't wait for the next Zoom call or the next in-person meeting. You've got to be building along the way. But
Yep,
those Zooms are great because if you show them the video and they still want more, then get them to a Zoom.
yep,
You know? But
yep,
you can utilize all these things even without, having to wait for every Tuesday at, you know what I mean, or every Thursday at, or oh, hey, when can you utilize all of the tools that you have? Use whatever resource that you can, and then just keep using the tools on top of each other. You can layer tools, right? Do your research and find information not in your prime time, but during the times where you're not using it to do your business, right? During
yep,
the day, that's when that all the activity happens. Late at night, that's when you take the time to do all your research. That's when you go find information, right? Customer service, sometimes it's late at night for me. And I'll use the chat, I'll email them and they'll get back to me. And if they don't, I'll call, you know what I mean? But don't try to use your prime time to be doing the customer service, the training, and going through FAQs, right? Use the FAQs though, they're available in the back office. I know Norman did an amazing training on, navigating through your back office. But if you click the FAQs, you can use the search bar and just find that information. And if it's not enough, then go to the customer service, then go to your leader, right? Don't
yep.
go the opposite way because then we're just, spinning our wheels and not utilizing our time wisely and not utilizing our leaders and their resources wisely, right? So let's be
Yep.
smart about how we utilize the people that we have access to. All right, here's the script. All
Yep.
right, sir. Why don't you go ahead and read one and then I'll read two.
Okay, cool. And guys, this is just a way. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we've been utilizing as of late. It's something that I never knew about in my 16 years of being full time in this industry, and making a tremendous amount of income. It's powerful though. And we call it words that work, right? Staying away from the words like business. Oh, I got this business I want you to look at, or I got this gold and silver I want you to look at, guys. And so it's simple verbiage, when I'm reaching out to somebody, hey, hey, Em, listen, hey, I don't have a whole lot of time right now, but listen, I'm working on a project right now. It's got some timing to it that I'd like you to, that I'd like to show you, or that, however you guys want to say it in regards to that. But hey, you know what, Em, hey, I don't have a lot of time right now. I got a project that I'm working on right now. It's got some timing to it. Got to check this out. You got a few minutes right now, but go ahead, Em.
Yep, no, perfect. And this is actually tools that Ryan Chamberlain, for those of you who bought the training, this is where this came from, right?
Yep,
But
exactly.
there's a lot of books like GoPro that you can get scripts from. There's a lot of material out there to get scripts, but stick to the scripts that work. Stick
Yep,
to the scripts that network marketing professionals have already used. Don't create your own script. Use the scripts that are already been proven and tested to work and make it simple. A confused mind says no. So the more you talk, the more you confuse people, they're already like, no thanks, and they go downhill and you
yep,
completely lost them. And guys, we're not perfect. We try to follow the system, but we make mistakes too. Medivh and I were talking about that, right? And sometimes we tell people, don't send the video, right? So let me talk about that in two. So it may or may not be for you. This is part of the script. It may or may not be for you, but do you have about whatever that video you send, right? It might be 15
yep,
minutes long, 8 minute long. Um, but do you have 8 minutes right now? If they tell you yes, send the video from your Wealth
mhm,
app.
yep,
If they tell you no, then don't send it. Schedule an appointment for them to watch the video.
yep. I
Because
was
you
talking
go,
to Em earlier
yeah,
today, and
exactly. Yeah.
I talked to Em earlier today or yesterday, or whenever we were talking. I think it was today, and I totally, admitted, because we make mistakes, as you know. It's like, and it's one that I'm so critical about, because so I sent, so I asked a guy about, did the verbiage and whatnot, and then didn't ask if he could watch it right now. He said yeah, send it over. But when they say send it over, you've got to be more specific. Hey, can you watch it right now? Anyways, I didn't ask him that, and guess what? I sent it to him. Guess what he did?
You didn't watch it.
Watch it. So now I got to go backtrack, right? So very, very important. that you ask that specific question if they can watch it right now. If they can't, then schedule the appointment
Mhm.
like later on. Hey, what time later on this afternoon? What time later on this evening? Or can you watch? People like options. Can you watch it later on this afternoon, or does this evening work better for you?
Well,
But
don't
like,
give them 10 options. Do one or two, right? Like
yeah,
Monday or Tuesday, you know,
yep,
morning
yep,
or afternoon.
yep.
Because I tell you, when you put a menu in front of me and there's got a million things on the menu, I
What's
break
up?
down and someone
Yeah,
has to pick my meal. You know what
yep.
I mean? Because confused mind says no. Okay, number three, if they
This is great. Yep.
huh?
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
If they ask you the question, right? Let's say they didn't say yes or no. They ask you the question. They say, "Hey, well, what is it? What is it, Moko, that you're talking about?" Right? What are you going to do? Are you going to go tell them? Well, this is about gold and silver. This is about blah, blah, blah. This is about, right? Are you going to give them the answer? No. What you're going to say is, if they ask you, what is it? You say it's 90% visual and it's really hard for me to explain by phone or text. And it may or may not be for you, but I can't promise you anything, but I value your opinion. Do you have 15 minutes to watch a quick video clip right now, right? So
Right.
again, you guys, you're bringing it back to the same question. You're circling back that same thing. You want them to come back to actually answering you, can you watch the video now or not? Okay? And if they say yes, then you send the video. And if they say no, you're right back to do not send the video and
Yep.
schedule an appointment. Same
Right.
process, right?
Exactly.
And then
That's
four is you just stick to the system. And so we'll talk about the next slide because we got to kind of move along. All right. So let's see. Madiba, you want to go with number one?
yeah. So peak or yeah, that's funny. Peak or peak, right? So yeah, it is just you guys just get them interested following the scripts and just keep it simple. I mean, it says it right there. Don't I'll just say fire hose. I got some other drastic nasty ones I could say, but don't fire hose people, right? It's very simple process, and you do the simple process over and over again. But if you don't stick with the simple process, you're going to fumble over words. You're going to talk too much. You're just going to do too much. You're going to screw it up. You're going to screw it up if you don't stick with a simple system. Go ahead, Em.
Yeah. So guys, how do you peak them? Is you do what you just did, which was the screen just before this we just talked about. You
Yep.
pique their interest and you want them to peak. You just want to give them a preview. You don't want to give them the movie. You want to give them the highlight reels. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And then you get them to see the movie. They're like, you want to get them so excited. And guys, tone of voice, your confidence, and your posture makes a big difference to how you're communicating. Because if I said, hey, you got time to watch this video, right? Or if it's like, hey, I'm super busy, but do you have time to watch this, video? And do you have time to watch it like right now?
Yep.
There's a difference, right?
Yep.
So the tone of voice, your posture, your how you carry yourself, super important. No fire hosing, meaning, gosh, guys, don't spew a whole story. I don't like to talk anyway. I know it seems like it because I talk a lot all the time, but it's because it's necessary.
Yep.
But other than that, if it's not necessary, I prefer not to talk. And so I love that the videos do the talking for me. In fact, not that I don't like doing the Zoom training videos, I mean, the Zoom calls, the wealth strategy calls, it drains me
Mm-hmm.
because you do it over and over and over again. It's draining. But those videos, I can send the video all day long because now the video just did 20 presentations for me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I love that. So you show the plan, right? So what you're going to do to show them the plan is get them to a 7K Wealth Systems video because that's the easiest thing to send. It is professional videos that proven people who've been proven to show how this industry works, put them together. They were smart. So the videos are actually really cool, right? They're great videos. Especially now they have the inflation video and they have the really short clips.
Yep.
Now with people who have like short attention spans like me, you can send those to me, people like myself with short attention spans just to pique their interest, right? Just to get them to see the next thing. Maybe you get them to see a short video on the Wealth app and then you bring them to a long Zoom video. I mean, or a long in-person video. The reason why you like to get them into like an in-person Zoom or an in-person meeting is they get to see the culture, they get to meet other people, they start connecting with the team, they start building family, they start seeing that we've got this like really great unit happening together, and it's that they're not doing business by themselves or just with you, that they've got an army and an arsenal of people that's got their backs too.
Exactly. And you guys make, and here's the other thing I want you to understand. Some of you are probably amazing, speak real eloquent or very, very professional. But the problem is that when you get to explaining this business to people and breaking things down to people instead of just using a tool like the Wealth App book or a video, what happens is that people are evaluating if they want to do this or not, whether you know they are or not, when you're breaking this down to them. And so
Mhm.
when you keep it simple, that's something that duplicates, and that's the key. You got other people that are going to look and, oh my God, do I have to do all that explaining? But when you simply called somebody and all you did is you asked them a question and then you led them to a video and then you asked them another question and then you get to this next part where there's a three-way call that comes into place. I'm telling you, man, that's just, it makes it so simple, and it's very important that you do these steps. So obviously we've talked, we kind of talked about this thing, the Zoom, the lead, getting them to a leader about that book, third party validation. So when you get over that three-way call, that three-way call is critical, okay? Because people know you as who you are. They don't know you as some networking professional unless you are. They don't know you as some gold and silver guru unless you are, right? And so that three-way call is just validates, it's third party validation. And when you do it, there's a way that you want to do it. It says, talks about set you and your leader up for success. And that's like, if I called you up and then I was going to do a three-way call with Elon Musk, say, and you didn't know who Elon Musk was, but I knew he was this major brainiac, that builds space shuttles, and you know what I'm saying. But you knew nothing about Elon, and then I called and I said, "Hey, want to introduce you to Elon. Hey, Elon, this is M. This is Elon." And then you left it at that. That is not setting you or your leader up for success. So edification is key. Hey, M, I got to introduce you to this Elon. Listen, this is a guy I'm super fortunate to be working with, extremely busy. I have a tremendous amount of respect for him, and he's absolutely crushing this industry, what we're doing over here. So hold on one second. Hey, Elon, this is my friend M. I love her to death. She cares about people. She's just a go-getter. She's tenacious, man. I'm like, I don't know how she does everything that she does in a short period of time that she does it, but she's awesome. So Elon, this is M. This is Elon. And then I'm going to, as you see, it goes down there a little bit further. It says zip your lip. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut up is what I'm going to do. Not, yes, you might have the answer, but believe me, guys, when we do this, we're steering people in the direction that we want to steer them in to get them to the next piece. It could be the next video, or it could be us asking the closing question. Um, so, you good? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. I'm sorry. Okay, that's what happened. I was like,
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, I'm muted. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
you're all
Yeah.
good.
So anyways, yes, zip your lip, introduce them, right? And get them to meet people that they can connect with too, right? And
Yes,
I use Maureen or Colleen. I had this couple that had them in front of them because maybe their age category might fit someone that they see doing the business that's more their age category, or maybe they're a single mom, so you might refer them to like someone like a Traylene or to like a Anu or like to myself, right? So you can utilize different team members to fit who your person is that you're talking to and reaching out to, so that they can feel like they're connecting with the person and understanding the business, right? And then ask for the sale. You guys stop talking. Like the second that they say yes, you're gonna stop talking and you're gonna start the enrollment process, and you're gonna ask them how do you want your name on your welcome package,
exactly.
and then shut up, zip your lip, and wait. Then they're gonna spell their name, Emily. How do you spell your
First
last?
person who talks loses.
Yes, exactly. The first person who talks loses, and then you go Manue, and then you walk them through the process. At the end, you congratulate them, and but guys, be quiet. Ask them to start the enrollment process. Ask for their name. How do they want it on the welcome package? And then just start typing. I actually will literally be on my computer and I look at them and I stare and I wait for them to tell me how to spell their name, even though I know how to
Yeah.
spell their name. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I know how to
Yep.
spell Emily, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But I
Yep.
wait. How do you spell your name? Emily, you know?
Yep.
So moving along. All right, guys. Concept number one, habits are crucial. So I can show you the plan. We can show you the scripts. We can show you all the tools. We can show you the way. We can teach you all the things that we teach you, but habits are crucial. What are your habits look like? And the most important habit of all is the habit of developing really great habits,
That's a good.
right?
That's good.
You don't get anywhere by accident. Habits are your roadmap and your tour guide. If you build strong habits, right, you will see results over time. This was actually in the book that we read, The
Yep.
Slight Edge.
Yep.
So what I do right now matters because what you do today, it's like when you're eating food. If you keep eating donuts every day, you might not affect you today. It might not affect you tomorrow. It might not affect you the day after tomorrow. It might not affect you a week from today. But I tell you what, you wait 1 year, if you keep eating that one donut a day and you go back and look and you went, holy crap, what just happened? I gained like
Yep.
50 pounds.
Exactly.
But the same
Yep.
is true if you develop great habits. You do a little bit of a good thing, a little bit of a good thing, a little bit of good, then you look at 1 year back and you go, wow, look how far I've come in a
Yeah.
good way,
Exactly.
right? You could eat the right foods and now you're fit, you're strong, right? Like you're doing oh man, right?
Yep.
1 degree separation, it just comes from your daily habits and what you decide to do over a period of time. So if your business is not where it is today, where you wanted it to be, think about what your daily habits look like and what you've been doing in the last week, month, right? 2 months or 3 months. And are the actions that you did reflecting either the inaction or the action, right? Either
Hmm.
way. So, small differences every day add up to noticeable differences after a month, large differences after a year, and enormous differences over 10 years. A person who is active and engaged in the process of developing new positive habits is a person that will build momentum over time. And you can see that little screenshot that was from the book, The Slight Edge, right? Simple disciplines, simple errors in judgment, the other way. And either way, it's both the same amount of time.
Hmm.
All right, so that's the last part of that slide. So we'll close from there. Tomorrow we'll do day 5, which will cover, I forget what it will cover. It'll cover some will, some won't next, keeping track of your follow-up list. So that's going to be powerful too, you guys. It really just teaches you the mindset of that. So I'm going to stop recording and then we're going to open up for Q&A. This is a really great time for us to just help you really find out where you might be stuck and how we can help you get over and get unstuck. So I'm going to stop recording now.